Well, let's take a look at our 2 by 2 matrix. On the vertical or the y-axis, you have people who are outspoken, fast-paced, they're risk takers, and quite decisive. And then you also have people at the other end of the continuum who are objective, they're cautious, they're reflective, and quite thoughtful. So, where do you come in on this? Are you more outspoken, fast-paced? Are you a risk taker, decisive? Or are you going to be more on the line of objective, cautious, reflective, and thoughtful? Now, I know that you're not just one style. I know that you, in fact, are all of these. But I'm talking about 51% of the time. 51% of the time. Are you more like this or more like that? So now let's take a look at the other axis, the x-axis on our continuum. And you see that on one side, we have people that are questioning, pragmatic, skeptical. They love facts. And over here, we have people who are more consensus-driven, more intuitive, they're quite friendly, and more caring. So, again, 51% of the time, where are you? So now I want to apply people to this theory. I want to tell you about a workshop, the activity that we run in our live version of Styles at Work. What we do is we have everybody stand up. So everybody stands up, gets in the middle of the room, and then we ask them to separate based on, do they think they're more outspoken and fast-paced, risk takers, or are they more objective, cautious, reflective, and thoughtful? On that continuum, where do you think you are? And we have people go to either end of the room. For the most part, this is a pretty easy split to do. So the next step in this activity is we say, well, let's do this again. So if you see yourself as more consensus-driven and more intuitive, friendly, caring, come over to this side of the room. Stay in either end, but come to this side of the room. If you think you're more consensus-driven and you see yourself as intuitive, friendly, and caring. If you're more questioning, pragmatic, and skeptical, you want to go to that side of the room. Now, you would think that theoretically you're going to wind up with 25% in each quadrant, and once in a while it actually happens that way. More likely what happens is this, and that while theoretically people would wind up in 25% in each quarter, situational bias starts to drive the people that are hired, the people that are promoted, your culture. Certain people get ahead. So it's not unusual to find that not all of these corners are filled up. So we ask people, look around you. Do you notice your friends are in the same corner you are? There are people who naturally are not going to get along well. If you think about it for just a minute, you have people here who are much more consensus driven and they're much more friendly, as opposed to people in this end who are all about results. You know, this is the quadrant of teams. This is the quadrant of results. Over here you have people up in this quadrant who are much more focused around getting things done, but they love to do it in a way that's congenial and fun and lively, versus people who are much more focused around getting it right. So you're often going to find the people you relate to best are going to be in these types of relationships.